Happy Wednesday, September 13th from Boston, Massachusetts, the USA. And I am Super Frank Cupsetta, CEO of XGen Network, and we are here to show you a proof of concept of 5G broadcasting. It's an exciting day we've been working on for a year, and today it's come through. We are on an experimental license from the FCC using WWOO TV here in Boston to launch the most exciting day for us for the last year, and it's 5G broadcasting. So 5G broadcasting, what we're trying to do today, what we will do today, is a proof of concept. What does the proof of concept consist of? Two things. One is we're going to show you a programming stream, and two, some emergency alert services and first responder applications. So that is our proof of concept today. And we are excited to do this, but what is 5G broadcasting? Well, to explain this, we have Lorenzo Casaccia. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name. Lorenzo from Qualcomm. He's the Vice President of Technical Standards and IP at Qualcomm Europe. And here he is to explain what is 5G broadcast.
Hello, my name is Lorenzo Casaccia, and I am the Vice President of Technical Standards and IP at Qualcomm. Today I am very excited to talk to you about 5G broadcast, which is the underlying technology enabling this very video transmission. 5G broadcast is based on a global standards defined by 3GPP, a consortium of technology leaders that brought 3G, 4G, and 5G to the world. 5G broadcast is also sometimes known as Enhanced TV or ENTV. It is ready for prime time now. This technology can be easily deployed over commercial broadcasting networks available today in most parts of the world, and it can also leverage smartphones' economy of scale, which is really a game changer for the broadcasting community. In addition to 5G broadcast opening doors to new business models, more flexible capacity, and expanded customer reach for broadcasters, it also brings many benefits for consumers. For instance, 5G broadcast gives smartphone users access to linear TV on the go, so users can watch content like sports game broadcast in real time. Another good example is reliable access to public safety information and timely warning in case of emergencies. In many cases, we know that the only infrastructure that continues to be available in disaster scenarios is through wireless networks, especially broadcasting towers that are generally higher. This makes 5G broadcast potentially a critical public infrastructure for reliably reaching consumers as well as first responders when it matters the most. Now let me also tell you a little bit more about 5G broadcast technology. It was first defined in 3GPP Release 14, which completed in 2017, and then evolved in Release 16. And beyond, it brought many great features and innovations opportunity across the mobile and broadcasting value chain that were not possible with alternative technologies. Just to highlight a few examples. 5G broadcast has a standardized interface for content injection, making it easy for content providers and broadcasters to preserve their service delivery while making use of this new radio technology. 5G broadcast also does not require the users to have a SIM card to receive broadcast signals, so it is truly free-to-air mobile TV. Most importantly, 5G broadcast leverages all of the building blocks of existing cellular systems that are already built into billions of smartphones. This means that the barrier for inclusion in commercial devices is lower, as there is no need for a separate system or silicon to be integrated by smartphone vendors in their products. Thanks to 5G broadcast being part of the family of 5G technologies developed by 3GPP, it is also a global standard, a fairly unique fact in the broadcasting community. 5G broadcast has the potential to ensure seamless interoperability across deployments and regions, as well as future compatibility. At Qualcomm, we have been working on broadcast technologies for more than a decade, and we are committed to making 5G broadcast a success in every region of the world. Enjoy.
Thank you, Lorenzo. That's an excellent explanation of what 5G broadcast is. And now we're going to go to the first part of proof of concept, which is the programming stream. Today we're going to show you France 24, one of the most respected, independent, and great news organizations in the world. Thanks to our friends Bryce and David over at France 24, we have a 1080 feed today, which we're about to show you. But Andrew Tao is here, who's our Vice President of Operations for XGen. And Andrew is going to explain exactly what we have going on right over here.
Hi. So right now we have a computer device that's running an SDR off to the side, right? That is communicating with the computer connected to the antenna that we have up here that's receiving our frequency. So for some of you, you're very familiar with the concept of bunny ears. We created a set-top box to receive our TV signal and be able to present it onto today's modern TV that most of you have in your home today.
So this is actually the 5G broadcast of France 24 coming through an SDR, which is same as a set-top box, onto a TV. And I don't know what the quality looks like over the live stream, but for a 1080 picture, it looks fantastic here in the studio. And that's what 5G broadcasting can do in its very infancy, a great solid picture. So what's the difference between 5G and a cell phone? That seems to get lots of people confused. Well, a cell phone has their set of frequencies and it's interactive. You can hear a cell call, you transmit back out. So it's a two-way process. In 5G broadcasting, we're the exact same as regular broadcasting. It is one to many. It doesn't matter if one person watches a TV station or a million. And this goes back to bunny ears, rabbit ears, bunny ears, rabbit ears, on a television set where you could receive TV programming. Same thing here. We use the same transmitter, we use the same antenna as we currently use. We just change out some of the equipment before that to broadcast in 5G protocol. So cell phone has its protocol and its frequencies. Broadcasting, 5G broadcasting, has its own protocol and its own features. What does that mean? Well, if cell service goes down, 5G broadcasting continues. So it's a whole new venture in your smartphone. Is it there yet? No. But will it be soon? Yes. But how does 5G actually work here in Boston at WWOO, which broadcasts right from the top of one beacon? Well, Andrew went up there the other day along with Bill, our partner from WWOO, to give us a tour and an explanation of how it's all set up.
Okay, Andrew, tell me what you got going on here for XGen.
So today, XGen has set up its IT rack where we have all our communications and devices connected to this station. Right now, we're getting a feed from NASA that's going into our antenna encoder into their server right here. And from there, that HLS stream is being fed through Rody's VSCC unit, which is collecting all of our data. And from there, the VSCC is transmitting that data over to their digital exciter, their SDE. That SDE is going to translate that data into power. And from there, it's going to talk to Rody's controller, which controls all these amps down this whole entire rack. This rack is Rody's transmitter. This is now communicating out to our tower, putting out 5G broadcasts.
So
and to show that, here's NASA playing on 5G broadcasts now.
On a telephone, a mobile cell phone.
Yeah, that's right. On a brand new Qualcomm device.
Yeah. Looks a little big for a cell phone. What's that all about?
This is a special housing that lets us be able to use R&D phones at the moment. This is only for testing. we're lucky enough to use this phone thanks to Qualcomm so we can present this test. And as of right now, we have video and audio coming through the phone. And to be fair, even though it gets a little choppy between transitions, that's just because of the interference of that tower. When we go downstairs, the video feed is crystal clear. And you wouldn't believe that such a feed would come through from a tower.
Fantastic. And what's the difference between doing 5G and a regular ATSC 1.0 or 3.0 with this chain?
So just making video into data gives us the flexibility to do a lot more things and control the power through our stations. From there, we can provide a plethora of services to anyone throughout our country. One of the greatest things that we get to do through our experimental license, thanks to the FCC, is that we get to see if we can get this new service for first responders up and running.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Hold it. You're right here, too. Okay. Thank you, Andrew. That's interesting. Now we get to the moment everybody's been waiting for, and that is 5G broadcasting transmissions directly to a cell phone. Why is this a big thing? Well, broadcasting has never been able to be received by a cell phone. UHF channels 14 to 36 in the US are in the cell phone. Those frequencies are there, they're just not filtered in. So our friends at Qualcomm filtered in those frequencies for us so we could receive 5G broadcasting directly onto a cell phone. You saw Andrew using the brick, the big Qualcomm test phone, but now we have Qualcomm QRDs, sexy smartphones right here. And they are receiving, you can see, if we can get a close-up of that, we are receiving a 5G broadcast signal directly to the cell phone of France 24. If you hit one of those, you get a full screen version of it.
Is indeed changing its name.
And there goes the sound as well. So that is the first, you were witnessing the first broadcast of 5G broadcasting to a smartphone. Now we have two of those here. And actually, Andrew, if you do me one favor, if you could shut down the app and restart it to show people how quickly this loads. There it is. God, you could replace Vanna White. Good. And that's the miracle. I know it's kind of anticlimactic when you see it, but it's a big thing. It's 5G broadcasting right to a cell phone. What does that mean? You can watch your shows on the phone, sure. But what it really means is what's coming up in our proof of concept as well, what it means for first responders, what it means serving the best use, what is the best use of public interest for the broadcasting spectrum. And we're going to be talking about that next, but right now, we're honored to have Commissioner Symington from the FCC with us to say a few words.
Thank you so much for the kind invitation to talk with you today. My apologies that I could not make it for the in-person launch of this exciting new technology, but as you all know, my door down in DC is always open. As some of you know, former FCC Chairman Minow died a few months ago. Newton Minow had a distinguished record of public service, and I was saddened to hear of his passing. Our country lost a giant of the communications bar, and no less, an American unafraid boldly to speak his mind. As an aside, if I may, Newton Minow was actually a pretty funny guy. In researching Chairman Minow in preparation for this speech, I came across this quote of his regarding a comparative study of international law. After 35 years, I have finished a comprehensive study of European comparative law. In Germany, under the law, everything is prohibited except that which is permitted. In France, under the law, everything is permitted except that which is prohibited. In the Soviet Union, under the law, everything is prohibited, including that which is permitted. And in Italy, under the law, everything is permitted, especially that which is prohibited. Not bad. Now, unfortunately, this is not the quote for which Newton Minow is best known. No, his best known quote is his comparison of 1960s television programming to a vast wasteland. Chairman Minow reckoned that if purveyors of popular culture sat down and actually participated in the culture which they purvey, they would be left with a sense of dissatisfaction. With the benefit of hindsight, I'm not sure that I would agree with Chairman Meadows' characterization. Broadcasters have been pioneers in co-creating the audio and video media distribution models, particularly syndication, from which our contemporary global system of media creation and distribution evolved. Whatever one's own personal feelings about popular media may be, and I have to admit that reruns of Frasier and The Simpsons are staples of the media diet in the Symington household, there can be no doubt that without broadcasters, the rich media landscape available to the American consumer today would be markedly sparse. But that media creation and distribution ecosystem has grown beyond broadcast. Today, American consumers can get media from anywhere. Anywhere there's a screen, there's media. As I type this, I see 4 screens before me, all of them on which I viewed some kind of media, and none of them a television set. The marketplace is different, and broadcasters are now neither the primary creators nor the primary distributors in the media bazaar. And yet, broadcasters remain entrusted with public airwaves and consequently must discharge their vital public interest obligations as they always have. Broadcasters must continue to inform, educate, and entertain the American people, and they must do so off an ever-narrowing slice of media revenue. And so as broadcasters transition to a leaner role, the Commission must help in clearing a regulatory path no longer solely grounded in primary video distribution. And that's why I'm so thrilled to congratulate Frank on this exciting milestone in 5G broadcasting. I was very pleased to hear that my colleagues in the Media Bureau acted quickly to grant temporary authority to engage in 5G broadcast testing. And I'm pleased to hear of the interest already expressed by those in the vendor ecosystem and the public safety community in partnering to deliver new and innovative services across broadcast spectrum. Whether using broadcast spectrum to do massive data offload of a live sporting event, delivering the same stream to thousands of 5G-enabled devices simultaneously, or using broadcast spectrum to equip first responders with the real-time critical information that they need in emergency events, 5G broadcasting represents an exciting possible evolutionary path in broadcast future. Congratulations again, Frank, and my best for a successful launch. We'll be watching closely from down here in DC.
Thank you, Commissioner Symington. We appreciate your kind words. Now comes the first responder part, and with us we have Rob Verdone, who's the Executive Director of the Southeastern Massachusetts 911 Center. Rob, welcome.
Thanks. Thank you for having me.
And we're here with Andrew as well. Rob, tell us, well, you know what? Let's demonstrate something first, right? And we have 2 cell phones here, the 2 Qualcomm QRD cell phones, and Andrew's going to hit for an emergency alert. Tell us, 3, 2, 1, hit. And there's the alert coming across the phones right now. You'll see both phones hit at the same time. This is the beauty of one-to-many in emergency alerting. Again, it doesn't matter if it's 2 cell phones or 1 billion cell phones, it's going to alert all of them at once. In an earthquake, you have under 3 seconds to warn somebody. If a tornado's coming, if anything's coming, these can alert people in under 1 second. So that could be will be a huge improvement in public safety that is available today, is just demonstrated. The other thing we can do is encrypted data, which allows first responders, think of a 911 control room, control center, dispatch center. And that dispatch center is basically a television control room. They have lots of video coming in, feeds from drones, from closed circuit cameras. But right now, they really don't have a way to get those images out to a first responder, whether it's a fireman at a fire and there's a drone going into the building, or a police officer is in pursuit of someone and they have a drone following it. There's no real way to get that video or data files directly to the first responders. In 5G broadcasting, that is a big part of what we're going to do. The difference is it's going to go to a cell phone, what they already carry. So Rob, what's your opinion of all this? You saw the quick, fast alert, and we have worked for the last year on the first responder platforms of bringing video to the field?
Sure. So this is exciting for the first responder community for sure. It takes the three aspects of, or one aspect of broadcast technology where we're able to communicate to the public en masse and brings it right into someone's hand and adds on two additional layers. First being our ability to communicate to the first responder community in the field, right at the edge, right into devices they may or may not already have, exciting prospects in the next year, and get that rich video and data that we're consuming. We have a tremendous amount of right out to the edge in the actual first response. And the second piece is that public alerting. We currently have WWOO and IPAWS, great programs, well known across the country that are used all the time. The ability at any prospect to really enhance that or make it any quicker is tremendous and will be tremendously valuable in saving lives and property.
Great, thank you. Andrew, anything to add to that?
No, I can't wait to set this all up.
And get it going. And it's all happening. Again, 5G broadcasting is in its infancy. And the emergency alert system you just saw was developed by two of the most brilliant people we know that are watching this right now and actually are standing by to help us in case we need help. And that's Klaus and Johann from Naklos in Austria. Thank you so much for all your work and your dedication. And here they are to say a couple words on their own.
Hello from the Naklos team in Austria. Klaus and I would like to congratulate you on this important milestone today, not only as part of the Naklos team, but also as part of the global 5G broadcast community. From a European perspective, this US engagement, next to the existing ones in Asia, South America and Africa, shows that 5G broadcast succeeds in something that has not been achieved until now. Having a single global standard that makes it possible to transmit TV, radio and data applications directly to mobile devices via a broadcast signal.
With this first trial in Boston, we are seeing another interesting application that has not been on our radar yet, providing first responders with vital information. We are happy to have been able to support you and your team from XGen over the last weeks, and we're looking forward to more joint activities. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Klaus. Thank you, Johann. 5G broadcasting is brand new. That's what makes it so exciting as well for all of us here at XGen. So why is it brand new? Where does it stand? Well, it's about, Rode and Schwartz, who we're currently using their transmitter and their broadcast chain, have been at this for 4 or 5 years. Now, we're the first ones in the United States to actually launch it. We're the world's first 24/7 full-time 5G broadcast station. That's pretty exciting that the US is leading in something 5G broadcasting. So we're excited about that, but it's brand new. It's like today for the US, the baby is born. And now we have to learn to teach it to talk and walk and grow up. And that's what's happening over the next year. This will be rolled out to the public in about a year from now. 5G broadcasting will be able to be received by the public in about a year from now. So in that year, it gives us time to develop a lot of exciting apps and new ways and actually refine the ways that we deliver information over 5G broadcast. What's the difference between ATSC 3.0, Next Gen TV, and 5G broadcast? Well, each platform is different. They're both delivered via IP. However, ATSC 3.0 is about 8 years ahead of us, 12 years ahead of 5G broadcasting. And it is a much more robust platform right now for multiple streams, 4K broadcast, Dolby surround sound. It can deliver an amazing user experience over Next Gen ATSC 3.0. 5G broadcasting hasn't quite gotten to that stage. We show you right here a great picture coming through in 1080p, a high definition picture of France 24, and we're also using it for public data. So because it goes into cell phones, and everybody has cell phones for emergency purposes, It really can notify people much faster and also deliver crucial emergency information quickly to everybody who has a cell phone. That's the big difference. LPTV. In the US, LPTV, otherwise known as low power TV, is restricted in the UHF band to 15 kW of power. Most of Europe, 15 kW is a lot of power, but in the US, we have 7,000 licensed broadcast stations, of which 1,700 or so, approximately 1,700, are full power, and 5,300 are low power. So low power at 15,000 kW does about a 30-mile radius, which is quite a bit. But with 5,500, 5,300 of them around the US, we can cover the US pretty well. It gives LPTV a great platform to grow from. Also, in a full power station where 100,000 watts at 1,000 feet, for a full power station, they can slam out a signal with 6 megahertz of bandwidth. Maybe I'm getting a little too technical, but that's how much they have. That's how much we all have. In low power, we can bring down our antenna and put out many SFNs. Otherwise, think of a cell phone setup. They have small cell towers all over the place. We can do the same. We can expand it out. Again, this is the infancy. This is so exciting to us that there's so many possibilities, so much potential. This doesn't come together easily. It takes a village, maybe it takes a world to bring this all together. So our partners in Austria, there's so many people to thank in this line who put it together. And for that, we're gonna go atop one beacon on the rooftop where Bill is hanging out right now, Bill Christian, who's one of our partners in XGen and also the owner of WWOO. So Bill, take it away.
Hi everybody and welcome. My name is Bill Christian. I'm the CEO and founder of WWOO TV right here in Boston. And that's our antenna that we're broadcasting from right here high atop One Beacon Plaza. We've got a lot of people to thank today. First of all, the XGen team, super frank, but really importantly, Andrew Tao. Andrew was the glue that helped put this whole project together. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your help, Andrew. Also, John Schwartz and Natalie from the XGen team. As far as the 5G gateway, ATEM has been a terrific partner on this. Robin, we can't thank you enough. West Pond, helping us on the first responder side with software to get encrypted data to first responders. Imagine a firefighter on the top of a ladder trying to get a child out of a burning building and having the floor plans sent immediately to his cell phone. Or a high-speed car chase with high-definition video coming to the people that need to get it. So thank you, Steve and Nate from West Pond. Rodi and Schwartz, if you Google 5G broadcasting experiments around the world, their name comes up every time. They're terrific in this technology. We have their transmitter at this site and others, and we're really proud to be working with them. Thank you to everybody at Rodi. Qualcomm, these guys have been amazing partners. We thank you so much for taking our calls, giving us guidance, suggestions, asking us questions, and providing us today with some of the world's first 5G mobile phones able to pick up the USA UHF broadcast band right here in the USA. Thank you for that and for all your guidance in this project. We want to thank Rob Verdone, Executive VP of the Southeastern Massachusetts 911 Center. Rob helped us to talk to people at different areas of the government. He's working hard to use this technology to upgrade what they can do to help save lives. Imagine a firefighter on the top of a ladder getting the floor plans in a burning building sent directly to his cell phone. That's what this technology can do. Legal, Mark Denbo, thank you so much. You're always superb. You helped us get this through. You're smart, you're efficient, you're kind, you're wonderful. Thank you, thank you. And the XGen team thanks Davina and the people at WBK for their help on this. Clarence Beveridge as our FCC engineer. When we called Clarence and said, hey, we want to do a 5G broadcasting application, his first response was, what took you so long? Well, we finally caught up to you, Clarence. Thank you. At the FCC, we have a huge number of people to thank. We just really want to say, appreciate the guidance and support from the Media Bureau, first and foremost, but also the Wireless Telecom Bureau, Public Safety, Office of Engineering and Technology, and the commissioners themselves who opened their doors to us and allowed us to ask questions provided some guidance, provided tough questions back to us, and helped us to get this test on the air. A giant tip of the hat to Klaus from Bitstem. And thanks for coming to the U.S. to help us out with this. We really appreciate it. And our friends at ORS, Johan and Mikael. We really appreciate it. In my career, I've seen broadcast technology go from film to 5G, and we think that this small step could be the start of something big. So thank you for being here today. Frank?
Thank you, Bill. And thanks for thanking everybody. Today, our proof of concept is proven. We have programming. France 24 is streaming over a cell phone on the TV. Oh, sorry about that. And on the TV, it's working. It's working well. It's steady. There's no problems with it. We're excited. What is the best use in the public interest? Well, best use is certainly emergency services, emergency alerting. So we have proven the alert can come under 1 second. That's a big plus for everyone carrying a cell phone to be able to get an alert, to be able to communicate in case of an emergency. In case cell phone service is down, there's still a way to get in touch with you. That's important. So public safety, programming, proof of performance, check, check. Thank you. Rob, do you have any last words for us?
I appreciate the opportunity to partner with you over the last year. It's been an absolute pleasure, and for your vision and keeping public safety and service to the public on the forefront of this really exciting prospect. So thank you, and I look forward to continue working with you.
Thank you. So do we. Andrew?
I'm excited for the next few steps. I'm ready for the future.
When you talk about the future of 5G broadcasting, where can it go? It's mind-numbing. Your head can explode. We talked to Rob, we talked to the people at public safety down at the FCC, and there are ideas that just keep coming out. Well, could you do this? Could you do that? There's so many things we can do. There's so many things under development. In a way, it's kind of good that it's a year until it rolls out to the public, because it gives us some time to develop things. So if you're going to be at IBC in Amsterdam, Andrew and I are headed right out of Boston after this to the airport to get to Amsterdam for IBC. We're at booth 1.D90. That's 1.D90. Come on down if you're there. You can always check us out at our website, which is XGen.network, or 5gbroadcasting.org. And you can sign up for our newsletter when we'll keep you informed of what's going on. We want to thank Peter here at WCEA, who is kind enough to give us his beautiful studios to use for this. We're about 3-4 miles from the transmitter site, so getting this signal inside on a cell phone is a pretty good thing. We're very happy about it, especially in this proof of concept. Thank you to the XGen team, and thank you to all of you for being with us, and we hope to return soon with our next steps. Have a wonderful day.